You're sitting alone in a quiet room. Everything is still. Nothing has changed. And then, out of nowhere, you get that feeling. That strange, uncomfortable certainty that someone is watching you. You turn around, nobody's there. You check the room, it's empty. But somehow, the feeling doesn't go away. Almost everyone has experienced this at least once. It doesn't matter how logical you are or how much you believe in science. When that feeling appears, it feels completely real. So what is actually happening inside your brain? Why does your mind become so certain that unseen eyes are fixed on you, even when nobody is there? Today, we're going to uncover the science behind one of the strangest experiences every human shares. And by the end, you'll never think about that feeling the same way again. Scientists actually have a name for this feeling. It's called Scopaesthesia. As strange as it sounds, it's one of the most common psychological experiences humans report. Studies suggest that more than 90% of people have felt, at least once, that someone was watching them, even when nobody was there. It doesn't matter how rational you are. It doesn't matter how much you trust science. When that feeling appears, it feels impossible to ignore. So where does it come from? The answer isn't supernatural. It begins deep inside your brain, in a small ancient structure that has been protecting humans for hundreds of thousands of years. It's always awake, always scanning, always looking for danger, long before your conscious mind even realizes something has changed. Meet your amygdala. It's your brain's built-in alarm system. Its job is simple: to constantly scan your surroundings for anything that could be a threat, and it works incredibly fast. Before your conscious mind even notices that something feels different, your amygdala has already started reacting. It doesn't wait for proof. It doesn't stop to ask questions. Its priority is survival. And here's what makes it fascinating. Your amygdala is especially sensitive to human eyes. The moment someone looks directly at you, your brain can detect that gaze almost instantly, long before you have time to think about it. That strange feeling you get, the sudden urge to turn around. Is your brain responding to the possibility that someone is watching you? Not because it knows for certain, but because it's designed to assume the worst and keep you alive. But why is your brain so sensitive to someone's gaze? The answer goes back hundreds of thousands of years. For your ancient ancestors, being watched often meant being hunted. A predator hiding in the shadows wasn't simply observing, it was waiting. The people who noticed those silent eyes before the attack had a better chance of surviving. The ones who didn't never got the chance to pass on their genes. Over countless generations, your brain evolved to treat the feeling of being watched as an early warning signal. It became one of your most powerful survival instincts. And even though the world has changed, your brain hasn't forgotten. Every time you suddenly feel eyes on the back of your neck, you're experiencing an ancient survival system, doing exactly what it was designed to do. But your brain doesn't just react to danger, it also has a remarkable ability to detect when someone is looking at you. Researchers have found that even when faces are blurred and people can't clearly tell where someone is looking, the brain can still recognize direct eye contact far better than chance. In other words, your brain notices a gaze before you're consciously aware of it. But there's another system at work. Scientists call it hyperactive agency detection. Your brain is constantly searching for patterns, trying to explain every sound, every movement, every unexpected feeling. And when the answer isn't obvious, it usually assumes there's another living being nearby. A sound in the dark. A shadow that moved. A strange feeling you can't explain. Your brain would rather imagine someone is there than risk ignoring a real threat. For your ancestors, a false alarm meant nothing. Missing a predator could mean everything. Scientists have discovered something even more fascinating. Certain neurons in your brain respond specifically to direct eye contact, not to faces in general, not to someone looking away, only to the feeling that someone is looking at you. Your brain takes another person's gaze incredibly seriously, and that's why this feeling seems so real. Because in a way, it is. Your brain is genuinely detecting patterns, not necessarily a person, not necessarily danger, but a possibility. And your amygdala doesn't think in probabilities, it thinks in survival. If something might be a threat, it tells you to react first and ask questions later. So the next time you're sitting alone and suddenly feel invisible eyes watching you, don't be embarrassed. Your brain is running one of the most sophisticated threat detection systems evolution ever created. It protected your ancestors through countless nights of uncertainty. And even today, somewhere deep inside your mind, it's still standing guard. Why we are. Because the answers are always stranger than you think.